Guys,
What is up?
welcome to our podcast here, Roanoke's Peaks and Valleys podcast. I'm Rob Jesse,
James Rogers.
And I am Seth Cuss.
and we're here to give you the local news about Roanoke. Just everything going on with Roanoke, just different things. We were supposed to be on live last week, but I upgraded my computer from Windows 10 to 11, and it wiped out the camera. And that's right.
Well, I think it turned out that you were smarter than the computer was. And I think that's what happened.
Maybe. Yeah. And I fixed it by going to Zoom and actually having them fix it for me. They had me click a couple buttons and we're good.
Sometimes you just gotta zoom in. Okay.
That's right. But we're here now and we're ready to roll. So this week, I think it was a pretty busy week for everybody. You played a couple shows this week, right?
Well, yeah, last weekend. And I did not teach since Monday, even though Collins got out. I've been taught at Collins for the past 2 semesters. And so we got out on 2 weeks here.
Mhm.
Still busy from that for the week after that. Still teaching lessons and going on tour next week for a couple weeks.
Awesome. Grandbaby just got out of school today.
Today, 11:25.
That was, and we homeschool, so we do year round to keep it consistent. But when my older guys were in school, that had to be the hardest day ever. Just
It's just odd. I mean, I guess to a point I get it. It's on the schedule. Stick to the script. But I drop them off at 7:30. I pick them up at 11:30 today.
The grandkids?
And half the kids in the school didn't go. Why are we here?
because it's the last day. Yeah.
I had to talk with a couple kids. I mean, I had some kids come to less, independent, individual, outside of school lessons. Like, yeah, we're here to show up. Today was the last day of school. And I'm like, wow, you're a lot braver than I was when I was in school, but I love it. But I heard the same story from like 3 or 4 people today. Like, half the kids here,
Well, and anybody that knows Rob and I, you pick them up at 11:25. Yep, I'm in line at 10:30.
yeah.
You know.
That's true.
So JR probably dropped them off, went around, and then got in line.
Right. Walk the couple.
He's like, oh, no, I've already dropped them off. I'm in line to get them now. So, that's right. So a little bit of local news this week. Fishburn Park Cafe, last week they actually voted against allowing them to come in and buy it and things. It was Justin and Carrie Kid Von Blairkin. And so they thought, according to the story, that they had a contract, or they did have a contract, and they worked through that contract the best they could. And then the city still voted it down, which I'm not getting into the politics of it, but the city itself. So the council people voted it down. Personally, I think that would make a great place for a coffee shop. I mean, it's an abandoned building sitting there. So, but
Are there future plans?
there are Councilwoman Trish Whiteboyd, who originally voted it down to rezone it. She says it's the beginning of a discussion. So it kind of, instead of going forward with it, they decided to just
Say no for now.
and table it and kind of have a bigger discussion on it. So I don't know if they're trying to preserve the area, and honestly, maybe it's not a purchase. Maybe it should just be a lease. Instead of it being a purchase and you bought this land, maybe it's, hey, we'll let you lease the land and this is how it has to be. So another big thing locally is we have Feeding America on 419 down in Salem. They're short money, so they're having a hard time gathering money for donations and things because they're so short staffed. They're looking for donations online to be able to help them.
Well, that was not there a lot because during COVID, I know it got really much.
Mhm.
So I think I played probably 3 different benefits
Mhm.
for various people who were raising money for.
Right. Yeah, I think they're like $2,200 short or something like that. So,
It's doable.
mm,
It's
yeah,
doable.
very much
That's
so.
money well spent.
But I think in good news, Montvale Elementary actually had lunch with the veterans.
To the veteran, 20 years running, and that was just awesome.
When was that?
I guess,
It was
so, yeah, last week or yeah,
Last week?
Mhm.
Okay.
For-
That's really nice. I like that. 20 years old?
20 years straight.
20 years.
Okay.
I know when my guys were in school, the Cave Spring Elementary, they would go to the VA every year, and their little music class would play for the VA, and so they would sing patriotic songs to for the VA. So, and your guys did something. Was it last year for?
No, it was this past year on. It was on Veterans Day, and they had any veterans that were tied up with any of the kids.
Mhm.
I know there's a better verbiage, but
Oh,
anybody
Uncle
related or in the
Grandpa, right,
family
brother,
with any of
yeah,
the
sure.
students, they invited them in, and the kids came in and just sang a couple songs, and then they would do they would have the Marine veterans stand up, or the Navy, Coast Guard.
Let's see, Seth. We cannot hear you, so you probably need to slide up a little more to the mic. JR, same thing. They can't hear either one of you guys.
It's probably by design.
Everybody can hear my loud mouth, but maybe not yours. We didn't really want to be heard. We just want to be here. Yeah, just to be here. Exciting news for those that are over on Cave Spring side. I got word that Popeyes is opening at the end of June. They're opening up right there at the Tanglewood Mall parking lot, right across the street from from Chili's.
Across the street from Chili's.
Or like in the Tanglewood Mall parking lot, but if you just flip,
Like if you
Uh-huh.
just flip the other side.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and so they're
Wow.
building a
Chili's
building there.
just opened like, what, 2, 3 years
Mhm.
ago? 3 weeks ago? Yeah, like, yeah, so it's not long
Have you
ago.
guys eaten there?
I've never been to the Chili's in my life.
Really?
Not once. No, I've never been to a Chili's, and it's funny because it's always a joke on movies and TV shows. Like, oh yeah, we're going to Chili's, guys. I've never. It's like Applebee's. I've been to Applebee's a million times. Every
Right.
Applebee's you can think of. Never been to a Chili's.
Oh wow!
So okay, that's worth a shot.
There you
So hopefully, Chili's I ate there, and the atmosphere looks fun. Me being an old man, background noises kill me. So if I'm sitting in somewhere that's really loud, I can't hear the people that I'm with. And the way they have the industrial type ceilings, it's super loud in there. But the service was good that we had there, and the food was, it's Chili's. It's
Right.
just, it's
So
there was a
is there like an Applebee's?
yeah,
based?
there was a TikTok that said that it's the Mexican Applebee's.
Oh, okay.
And stuff.
All right.
Whether or not that's true or not, but it just kind of makes sense. Danville, and I actually talked to a guy this week. Danville has opened up the temporary building for. Well, no, it's not Rosie's. It's Caesar's Palace. Yeah. Yeah. Martinsville has Rosie's, and then we have Rosie's in Vinton. But they opened up like a temporary, like the big, I guess, military tent or big tent type thing like that.
Like literally like a temporary.
Temporary building.
Like a medical emergency temporary building.
Kind of like that. Yeah, I would think so.
A zombie movie, like, hey, we're gonna get a preliminary tent set up, and okay, that's
Probably.
That is wild.
A guy I spoke to yesterday, he actually DJ'd for the grand opening over there. So just in a tent. That's right. And then for all of my drinkers, we have holiday weekend coming up. Just so that you know, the ABC store is closing at 6 o'clock on Memorial Day. So if you do drink, go out and get those drinks now.
Come on,
Six
Virginia.
is reasonable, though. I mean, that's a whole holiday. That's, are these open the 4th of July? Like,
I don't know. And they used to not be open on
no,
Memorial Day, any of those holidays. They used to not be open.
all this kind of things and bars, which got weird because it's always, a long time ago, And
Right.
that's nice to see. So, you know, always like to check the photos.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, and, I don't drink like I used to, and, I don't know if it was the same out here as it was in Tidewater, but you had to plan your drinking just right because some of the liquor stores closed at 6, some closed at 9,
You still can't be heard.
Okay.
About the same. That should be on. Yeah. We're gonna have Seth go check this out and see what's going on with it.
Sound, man.
Eventually, we're gonna get this. This is only episode 2, so
Right.
we'll get there. So hopefully things get better. And if you can hear us, JR, give it a little shout.
Hello?
If you can hear us, just give us a thumbs up, give us some kind of comment. And there's only like 1.2 people watching, but
Oh, we're only happy.
Yeah.
Which is Mary and Melissa.
so hopefully we'll get there. So maybe y'all got to get a little closer to your mic. Is this any better for you, Gunner? You got to talk, JR.
Anything? Yeah, I don't even show up on the,
Yeah, you do. From whose? JR's? Maybe not. Maybe we're not going to take a 30-second break.
What you think?
Did you figure it out?
That's all I got.
I need to hand this mic around. And
We might just, yeah.
Yeah.
Just gather around a circle.
That's
All right.
right.
I'll holler at you. Holler at your boy. How about that?
slide on in.
Let me
here.
just talk real loud about it. Okay, let's
So
get.
what I was thinking.
Woo!
Come on in here. Come on in.
All
here.
right.
So, talking about Roanoke, and that's that's why we're here. Let's talk about Roanoke. But one of the biggest misconceptions, I think, and if you go onto YouTube or if you go onto Google, you can type in just Roanoke, and one of the first searches, and a lot of those searches come up about the lost colony of Roanoke. And so a lot of people think that's us.
Yes. Yeah. It's related. Yeah.
And
We are
it's
not.
Well, and it's funny too because if you spend enough time like out towards the beach or out towards Richmond, a lot of people think that Roanoke is almost bigger than it is.
Yeah.
And once you live here a while, it's all well. We're just
Our
bopping
sound's back.
around town.
Our sound's back up.
Good.
properly.
Well, and
Happy to hear
I forget the exact diameter of Roanoke County, but I mean, if you do that kind of mileage in Richmond, that's a huge
That's a neighborhood.
population.
That's a neighborhood. That's a whole area. That's
You know,
a
that's-
little section.
Well, I mean, that many acres or that many miles,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that's a whole lot of people
Well,
in
and it's like-
Richmond.
All right,
that
so
that takes up
and
3
then-
counties.
well, and then you have the area of Gainsboro and Roanoke,
Yeah.
right there in downtown, and
Right.
that's about that big,
Right.
and that's just one small section. You say southeast, oh, that's a huge spanning section. But
Right.
you tell somebody one road, oh, I live on Melrose.
They know
at the,
exactly-
you
yeah.
know exactly
They know
where you're
exactly
at.
where
You know
you're
at.
exactly where you're at.
That's right. That's right. And I think if you ever thought
Me.
this was Disneyland,
Oh, that's lit. I told one of my students that about a month ago, and I was like, it used to the way it was done up and the way it was, At first, I thought it was Disneyland, and then I thought it was part of Hotel Roanoke. I thought that was all one thing. I was like,
Right.
wow, that's really a vacation. Like that is wow. Let's go there. Like, how come we aren't going there? We're driving past all the time. Wow. Oh, it's Roanoke Catholic.
so
Well, it's hilarious because my granddaughters have been in the church for mass.
Yep. Every time we drive by it, they call it the castle.
Yeah,
So,
I think
you know,
everybody.
when was
I
I know
know a
it
lot
was
of
way
people
before
did.
my time, but when
Right.
was it built?
Well, originally 1882.
Okay.
Started off about 8 pews. It was the Italian people coming through, and not the Italian, the Irish, the Leprechaun Railroaders came through, and they needed a little church. And it started off. I mean, apparently it was only like 8 pews in 1882.
Well, and that's what I've heard too. I've got like I've always had a few students I teach there because I teach at Fret Mill, and
Right.
that's like all of 4 blocks away.
Right.
Blocks in Roanoke County. Yeah, a few buildings away, really.
Right.
And I've always had, after school, just that crowd walk down, and like I always had pretty good kids,
Right.
But I've heard a lot of history, from there. It's pretty
Well,
interesting.
they started work on the cathedral itself, the building that it is today, in 1902. I think it was 1904 when they got the steeples up. But it was Reverend John Keene that blessed the cornerstone, and then they had some painters come in and do all the stenciling on the inside. And if you've ever seen the inside, they were busy. That had to have taken a while, but they came down from Yonkers, New York,
to do that. Wow, that's wow.
But
Wow.
the main
That's
church
incredible.
building that sits on top of the hill, not the stuff underneath. A lot of the underneath stuff was done later,
Okay.
hilariously. But that main building, apparently the original cost was like $180,000, about $3 million today.
So a little bit.
Wow.
She thought Roanoke was small coming from the Tidewater area, and it's one of the reasons why they love it here.
Oh yeah,
Is that your wife?
I don't know what's the name.
A little bit.
I don't know.
That is my wife.
Well, hey, a little bit.
Hello, Miss Mary.
Hi, Mary. Nice to meet you.
So yeah, she said that she thought it was small, and that's why she likes it here.
It's cozy. It's really cozy to live here. It's
Well,
if you get a doctor's appointment on the weird side of town, the furthest you're going to go is what? 45 minutes if traffic is bad.
yeah,
So I mean, I love it. Love it.
Well,
We'll talk about the weird side of town, though.
well, in her, yeah. and
Where is that?
and I mean, a little bit talking about, coming from Tidewater. I think I've gotten mad at traffic around here 3 times that I actually stayed mad at it. If you come from Tidewater, there are no traffic problems.
Or if you've ever spent time in Richmond or Northern Virginia, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
not
know,
like that at all. Yeah, this is
80,
crazy.
81 during an accident is 64 on Tuesday morning.
Yeah, easy peasy.
I think that is our biggest traffic problem is the crazy drivers on 81.
Well, and it's only 2
220
lanes.
down
It
through,
is
yep.
just 2 lanes the whole way. Blacksburg to Roanoke, whole way, just 2
And
lanes.
they're widening it. But
I think
it's still- people
Salem
drive
it got a
crazy.
little wider.
They
Yeah.
don't pay attention, and yeah, I think that's. And then you'll see a little bit of traffic at 460 on Orange Avenue.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Over
I
here
hate
by
Orange. That
Towers
scares
Mall,
me.
a little bit of traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Towers is bad too, and they just recently changed that to 4 lane, and that's definitely helped a bunch.
I'm waiting on them
But-
to put a roundabout there at Towers. Seems like that seems to be the
The
new
go-to.
traffic-
That's the
yeah, that's
go-to.
the
It's
new
like
traffic
That's the new
let's
Roanoke
put a
County
Band-Aid on
go-to.
this.
Yeah.
Let's fix this real quick.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, actually, because Virginia Western's Roanoke City, so I was going
Yes.
to say I haven't seen
Oh,
a
they
lot
got
of-
that
Yeah, I
roundabout.
haven't
Yeah.
noticed a lot of roundabouts in Roanoke City, but you go through Virginia Western, you've got 1, 2, 3 roundabouts.
Well,
in a
and
row.
when I started, I went to school there for 3 months. Hey, Virginia Western, and there was one roundabout. Then I think maybe they were building it then, and now it's nuts going through there.
It
And
is.
they just all right. So I think I'd really have to think hard, but I think there's really only one roundabout in all of Franklin County. Roanoke adjacent.
And
the
like
entire
3
county.
stoplights, right?
Well,
No,
maybe
you've got
5.
bigger-
There's 5. There's
bigger
5.
there in Franklin County.
Oh, there's 6 now. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay. All right. So, but they put a roundabout in, and it's on 122 and Hardy Road. So, like GPS will send you up Hardy Road from
Yeah.
Roanoke a lot of times, and you hit
Heading towards the
122 that.
lake. Yeah.
and no one knows how to use that roundabout, and so it's really sketchy, and it's been like weird at night, and that's always been an accident-prone road. So that's a little sketchy coming from Roanoke outside.
And I think the worst is there's nothing coming and they stop.
No,
It's kind of a merge thing, and people can't even get on and off the interstate.
Yeah.
To have them merging in, and then you have 2-lane. We got stuck in Northern Virginia one time, kind of like National Lampoon's European Vacation. Look, there's Big Ben. we were in Northern Virginia and got stuck on that inside lane. And man, them things, they were going like 60 miles an hour around it. And we got stuck on the inside, and I bet we went around, I think, 15 times before I was able to just cut somebody off.
There's a bad one like downtown Blacksburg like that, and there's no double lane roundabouts in Roanoke, so like that's awesome. But there's a really bad double lane roundabout in Blacksburg, and I've almost I'm not good at driving.
Look, kids,
I didn't sign up for those conditions. I said what I would do.
And I don't know the last time you've taken Starkey to Merriman, but right there where Starkey tees off, and to the left it's Buck Mountain, and then Starkey to Merriman. They're looking to put
they're actually in the process of putting that out there.
But it's gone from pretty much just a stop sign on the Starkey from 419 side.
Oh yeah.
So the 3 stop signs have really helped from Starkey. That it's really come in handy.
I was wrecked the other day there because it's a 3-way stop, and so I was coming off of Starkey to Buck Mountain.
Right.
And so I did my stop. The car over here from Starkey going across. He did his stop. He was there first, so he went. So it was my turn. I went to turn, and the car behind him just blew right past the stop sign and almost hit me.
Well, I don't think everybody has realized that there are 3 stop signs.
Not paying attention because they say 3. It says 3-way stop.
That's all.
But I mean, how long was it just the 1 stop sign?
That's like
forever.
A bunch of mantras you've heard. We have to fight to stop this, and we want to stop something, and we're stopping this right now. And everybody be careful driving. At the end of the day,
stop signs.
And stop at the stop signs, and stop at the stop signs.
Right. That's right. So we try to highlight businesses on this. I mean, that's local businesses. I'm not sure of many local businesses that opened up this week that I know of.
Not this one specific.
If you know of one, put it up there. Let us hear about it because we want to talk about them.
Right.
But our business of the week is Just Breathe Massage Therapy, and they're at Pinky's Place in Salem, right across the street from Longwood Park.
Oh yeah, okay.
And Carrie there does an amazing job, and I don't know if you've ever had a massage or not, but
not a professional one.
Yeah. You leave when the next day you're usually sore, but
they work that much out.
Those tight places, they work it out, and we used to go, and I know it's weird, but my wife and I would go on a date day to the mall or Tanglewood.
They used to have
and they got the massage place there at the mall.
Right.
Yeah, and they would let students studying to be masseuses.
Masseur.
Yeah.
And like you could go in there and you could at the time get a massage for like $15 or so. It was something nuts. I don't remember what it was. It was crazy. And so I don't know. One professional massage is good. So yes,
in my personal opinion here, you gotta watch out for the little $15 massage.
You do.
When I was a teenager, I got my hair cut at one of those schools. And it was called Jacobs. It was on Main Street in Salem.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was going to say the same thing.
Way up. It was cheap, but I don't think it was definitely.
Mary,
I still have hair being an old man.
Well, Mary had a crick in her neck, and somebody was going to school for, masseuse, and just pay for your massage. Go to a professional.
Expensive. Yeah,
Mary had a hard time walking for like 2 weeks.
I mean, and it's the same thing with chiropractors because I've heard plenty of praises and I've heard plenty of oh no. And so get someone that knows what they're doing. And so when local businesses open up and they're willing to, like the person who's going to be working on you shakes your hand and they have your cell phone number, that's awesome. That's the best. So, I mean, and having that for specifically getting massaged on, that's lavish.
Well, my wife
that's fantastic.
We used to go to the mall as a date day every 2 weeks,
Right.
and we would have our feet massaged at Tinglewood.
Yeah.
And they always ran a special, like for an hour and a half, they would massage your feet. And so we would go in there during lunch and get our feet massaged. And so full body massage, go to Carrie at Just Breathe.
Just breathe.
Yep,
Yeah.
Just
Just breathe.
And this is her information here. So give her a call.
Yep.
Wonderful, wonderful. She's good at what she does.
Yeah.
So,
just breathe.
so I don't know if you guys have been out to have hot dogs lately, because we're doing this whole best hot dogs in Roanoke, and don't let me be the only one. that's had
Hot dogs. Hot dogs is one of my favorite foods, and hot dogs is my family. So I mean, I'm a country boy. I'm from here.
So this week I actually went to McAdoo's. A lot of people don't even know that McAdoo's has hot dogs.
Gourmet hot dog.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what it's
and
called.
the cool thing is too is like where they already make so many crazy sandwiches and have chili or like they have all this stuff,
Right.
and so you can say I want some hot dogs, but also how about maybe like some green peppers or some banana peppers, and let's put a bunch of cheese on there, maybe an onion. You got some paprika, just pepper it on there. Maybe put the same stuff on garlic bread that you put on the buns.
I hope my mom.
You could. I mean,
I hope my mom is
yes,
not watching this.
That's like going and taking like a 2002 Toyota Corolla CE to a Lamborghini shop and saying, "Hey, soup it up."
Right.
Yeah, and I think their hot dogs are pretty good. It's $1/4 pound,
Oh yeah.
which is
Mm,
one big
good
old
size,
fat hot
man.
dogs. But I think the biggest thing there is the value. For a little over, it's like $7.45 or $7.85.
Yeah.
You get the hot dog, fries.
Yeah.
With tots, you can have fries, tots, onion rings.
Chips,
for that,
whether it's
a little over
potato
$7.
salad,
Get the
sometimes
fries.
pasta salad or fruit salad if it's seasonal. Like it's a pretty good deal.
So what are some of your favorite toppings on hot dogs? So I like
All right.
chili, onions, coleslaw, relish, mustard.
Okay.
Like it all. I don't know about green peppers and stuff. I've never tried that. But
Right.
I'm not
Okay.
against it.
So all great toppings, fantastic toppings for hot dogs. And the thing with a hot dog is like a pizza. You can't go wrong. And you can't tell. I mean, you can say you don't like pineapple on a pizza, and you can say you don't like all meat pizza. You can say you don't like all vegetable or white chicken or there's so many pizzas. And so there's one for everybody, and a hot dog is the same way. But I am from I'm from the sticks over here, just right over here. If you drove about 10, 15 minutes over there, and a hot dog should have light ketchup, light mustard, coleslaw, chili, onions on top, salt and pepper. And preferably should be served with a bowl of pinto beans.
Okay.
Hmm.
See, I'd chop the hot dog up. It'd be in the beans.
Well,
Yeah, I
you
couldn't do
you
both.
can go that route too. You get done with the beans, you still got the juice in the bottom, whole hot dog, dive
Yep.
bomb,
Right.
whole
How about
thing.
for you?
It all depends. I'm usually a chili, cheese, and onion guy. Mary doesn't like onions, so sometimes I'll do the chili, cheese, and slaw.
Is she sharing the hot dog with you? Or?
No, but I'm trying to
But
kiss.
I'm
I'm trying to
Hey,
kiss her when we
y'all
leave.
ever put mayonnaise on a hot dog?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Yeah, that's forgot a
Never,
cornerstone. I forgot a cornerstone. It's
But
worth.
I'm
it's
not.
worth a shot. It is worth a shot.
But I'm not against
It's really good.
mustard and sauerkraut on a hot dog.
Mm-hmm.
So treat it like a brat.
Well,
Your wife says I like Judy's nasty dog. What is that?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Judy's nasty dog.
Yeah, relish, slaw, onions, and
I think the messier the better.
right.
Well, it's like tacos. Yeah, it's like a taco. It is a taco,
man.
man.
On my shirt anyway, so the messier
I
the
saw
better.
I saw this. It was like a YouTube video or something. And this guy had it was like a taco funnel, and it was a funnel, and he ate his taco over it. All stuff spilled out into another taco, and so like that's how a hot dog should be too. It's basically a taco,
Right. And then
it's-
you use the fries to get up the chili and the cheese.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
Or whatever side you have.
yeah.
You couldn't do the beans that way. I guess you.
Yeah, tortilla chips. I mean, go for a party. Have some cornbread, man. You know, hey.
Now, G. Norris, he likes mayonnaise on his hot dog.
Okay.
Now I know G.
Mayonnaise
Norris.
on a hot dog?
Mhm.
Oh, mayonnaise on a hot dog is good. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
It's
I mean,
really good.
I haven't had it, so I'm not going to talk crap. I just,
Have you ever had a peanut butter?
I don't. I've never been in a position where mayo was the only thing I had to put on a hot dog. So
Have you ever had a mayonnaise and peanut butter sandwich?
Nope.
And with bananas on it.
Nope.
yes,
Mayonnaise, peanut butter, and bananas.
and bananas. Yes.
Nope. Peanut butter bananas. Now, peanut butter bologna is really good too. I know we're way
What?
off topic. Yeah, have you ever had that?
No.
So when I was in high school, I wrestled, and then to be able to get to weight for
Oh,
football.
Right, because you're either trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
lose hard and fast, or you're
Mhm.
trying to
You're
gain
gaining.
hard and fast.
And so
Right.
the coaches told me to either eat a bowl of cereal at nights before I go to bed, or eat a peanut butter banana or peanut butter bologna sandwich, because I guess it just had so much fat in it.
Right.
I don't know, so I would do both.
I guess
never
that's like
dipped it
fat
in the
and protein and
Yeah.
and yeah, all the stuff you need.
G. Norris
Wow.
says he likes Duke's mayonnaise, so I assume
Yeah.
that we're not doing Hellman's or Kraft or anything like that.
Kraft ain't bad. Hey,
Like
yeah,
ketchup,
I
chili,
just
and
like
onions.
it's one of those things though. You like every time I've gotten. Sorry, this is the last tangent I'll take, and then we can get back on topic. This is important. If people are asking us questions, this is important. If I'm getting mayonnaise, it's Kraft because I know it's consistent, or Duke's. Duke's is great, but that's one of those things I will never buy store brand.
Is
You
mayo.
know?
No Kroger brand.
And
or-
no great value. No, that's one of the one
I'm with
things.
you on that.
I agree.
You got to be picky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
so-
we'll do Kraft and stuff like that sometimes, but ultimately we like Duke's. I mean,
Mhm.
that's our favorite.
And we eat them in Roanoke.
That's right. We may be the Duke's capital of the world. Now you do know we were the
Let's
Dr.
put
Pepper
these numbers-
capital of the world, right?
Let's yes, we are that.
That's why
And
we
so
have that
like,
big sign on
let's
the
get
building.
these numbers up. You
Yeah,
know,
actually-
Dukes. You know, we're ready to hear from your
Actually,
lawyers. Like, kind of like, let's talk
Where
about it.
I get my tires from,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that was actually the bottling section.
for the
For the Dr. Pepper plant.
Oh wow,
In the
that's really cool.
1950s, we were-
Yep.
we were
That's
named.
awesome.
That is pretty cool.
Well, it was yeah, number
Yep,
one.
Wimmer tire.
Best. It was like it's almost like PBR is now, because isn't like Roanoke. There's like it's on some kind of record list. I don't know, but
Right.
Dr. Pepper was like one of the number one. Like Roanoke was the number one place for sales and getting it from, and it's a central hub for the area. So that's interesting in itself.
Now I'm surprised.
Because what
it's
is
not
that
Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
it
that's a
should
good
be.
point.
It should.
be.
I should damn near be personally responsible
Yeah.
for that rise.
For Mountain Dew, that's right.
Mhm.
So I don't think prices are going down
For
as
any-
far as for anything.
For
Not for a
anything?
while,
Yeah,
no.
oh no,
Yeah,
no,
you know,
no. It's
look at the local economy. You've got our housing market here. Not a lot of houses. I mean, that's that's what we do every day. But there's not a lot of inventory. The interest rates have gone up, and so what we're seeing as far as people moving here are people that have to move. Either they're moving to the area for a job, and Carillions owns most of Roanoke. I mean, they employ a lot of people.
And they're just
one of
building.
the top employers in the Roanoke area besides Roanoke City Schools, which I find surprising.
And
But-
consistently building everywhere.
Absolutely. So, so we're seeing people move in the area, and then people that are being transferred out of the area,
Right.
or people that
Yeah.
just have to move. Hey,
Yeah.
we live in a 2-bedroom. We've had 2 kids since
just gotta
COVID.
move.
Now
Well,
we
and
gotta move.
and that's not to say it's any worse here than anywhere else, but you're absolutely right, man. Like what do you do at the end of the day? What do you do? Because there was I heard someone told me a statistic, and it was like there typically, before we had any issues with COVID or anything, it was like roughly X amount of places open that were for rent or for sale, and there was this many realtors and landlords. And now that all this stuff has happened and it's 2023 and we are where we are, that now it's like a third of the amount of
Mhm.
places, and like a third more realtors and landlords and people who are doing it. And like, so that just makes it weird. But they are gonna so like on Peters Creek, it's Peters Creek and intersection. Oh, I'll think of it in a second. They're building new public housing.
Okay.
I just saw that this morning or last night on the news, and like it's it used to be there. It was like there in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, and they tore it down. But they decided, I guess that may have been part of the meeting you were talking about it earlier, where they decided about the park. But it was also part of the, like, they had, while they were together, they decided, it's been torn down for a while, but we're going to put something right back right there in that spot. So that's a little bit of a, that's cool.
And pre-COVID and things, before the, the shrinkage of all the inventory, we would average anywhere between 1,200 to 2,200 houses on the market at a time. And that's all of Roanoke, Bedford. So the Roanoke Valley area. And now we're seeing 600, 500. So I was
going to say, we got down to like 430 something.
Yeah, they just nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
We need affordable housing.
Yeah.
Housing is and I've managed properties too, but I think housing has gotten, I mean, just with everything.
Yeah,
you look at milk prices. Milk prices have come down a little bit.
And egg prices too. I know that too.
And gas is down about $1 from where it was last year. Which is
okay.
Pretty cool.
That is cool. Yep.
But,
that's pretty rad.
Utilities are going up, and I mean it's
everything else is. That's the only thing. And
I mean, as far as trying. But I mean, trying to build affordable housing. I mean, it's come down from its peak, but I mean, lumber hasn't come back down.
To build anything, to have that many different parts and pliers and pieces of these cogs, while every different part is having a hard time. That's it. It's just.
And I think the biggest thing is that we really have to take, I guess, the price increase of everything into heart when we go into our local businesses, because unfortunately their prices, I mean, their costs have gone way up, and most of the time they're not passing all of that over to the customers.
Right.
They're eating. I know my wife owns a hair salon.
Yeah.
And her costs have gone up at least 33%. In some areas they've gone up 60%.
Mm-hmm.
She's gone up like 10%. If that, over the last few years. And so she's eating a lot of that cost out of her profit. Now I know everybody wants to talk about corporate and all that. That has nothing to do with our local businesses.
Right.
So, so if your local favorite hotspot goes up 50 cents on a drink or $1 on a sandwich, it's because they had to.
Even the hibachi buffet near the airport and the Sam's Club had signs up at every table, and it's like, please, be careful with the food, and get what you're really going to eat, and don't waste a lot. And I think that's really honest and true. And it's now is the time, and it's rough, and I don't like this at all. I don't like we have to fight this hard, but we are. So we might as well be in it together, and by supporting a local business, you're making a friend. You're making an ally. You're being part of your community, and
you're helping send a girl to ballet class or to music lessons.
Yep.
So
exactly.
keep that in mind.
Money stays local.
It's right there. Yep, it goes right.
And I think not even local. Part of that is that our 7-Elevens or Chick-fil-A's, even they're national chains. And people try to stay, I like local, but these people are local too.
Exactly. A lot of your franchisees.
Paul and Sonia own 7-Eleven franchise right there on Chaparral.
Well, and
super great family.
I love them every time I go in.
But they're local. That money stays local. I mean, I'm sure some of it goes to whatever fees they have to pay, but they're local people. They're not some company out there. Trying to get us. Now, talking about local places and money and stuff like that, there's a lot of people hiring right now.
Everybody is.
There's a bunch of people hiring, and the way the job market is now is you just have to apply for everything. You just got to throw darts at the board and see if they stick. Like, you just got to go for it.
And that's another thing to keep in mind as far as the prices that you're paying in there. Every sign you see now, I mean, I don't care if it's at McDonald's or the post office, starting at $14 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I I remember starting work and it was like 3:35.
Yeah,
servers out there still get 213.
yeah,
an hour.
servers, yes, servers, and what
Showing my age.
cooks get minimum wage, and then bartenders get like $3 and something. Is that how it works?
Sometimes it just depends on what bar
Yeah.
It depends, yeah, if they'll pay you just through tips or if you're getting paid as a server as well. And like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like tiered, it's weird.
And I know depending on the restaurant, sometimes the bartender and or the servers end up tip sharing with the cook or tip sharing with the
I'm not saying drop a fortune, but when you go out and you want to enjoy yourself and you want to go sit down and have a good meal, or go do something, or go get ice cream. Pops used to be, or still is, open in Granite. Is Pops still in Granite?
Oh, Pops is the bomb.
Is Pops still there?
Yeah,
Pops. Yes, I haven't been there forever,
They
but
got the
Pops
best
is
grilled
awesome too.
cheeses.
But yeah, they have a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So
Their
like,
tomato biscuits
yeah,
are
when you go to stuff like that, it's just, I don't know, man. It's special. That's
Mhm.
special.
Yeah.
So keep doing it.
But I do know Carillion's hiring, Wells Fargo at the call center out there, Plantation's hiring.
Yep, they're hiring too.
Is it Integer?
integer. Yeah.
Integer's
Well,
hiring.
And for some reason, a few years back, I signed up to 3 or 4 different, not recruiting companies exactly, but it was more like internet sites at ZipRecruiter or like Help
Well,
Wanted,
Job
or
Help.
there was a
Right.
Job
special
sites.
one. There was a special one for Blue Ridge, and they used to hear like radio commercials about it all the time. I don't know if they still play those radio commercials, but what
Unfortunately, I'm usually on Sirius
But-
XM anymore. So
But that was years ago. But yeah. I don't know. I'll get off on a tangent. Rob, you should go ahead and take it, buddy.
So the post office is hiring.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Roanoke County, Roanoke City, and Salem City are all hiring for different crews and different people
Mhm.
to do different things. Probably, I'm sure the Civic Center. I don't know if that's a Salem City thing for Salem Civic Center.
I don't
or
know.
if it's actually just through the Civic Center, because I know Salem owns the Civic Center.
I think it depends on, because
What you're
there's yes, what you're doing there
Yeah.
and what kind of job, because there, if you're a guy that's up putting lights up in the Civic Center to shine on the stage, like that's something you have to get.
Well, that's usually a
you have,
contractor.
yes, you have,
Yeah.
you have to get
That's a unique
certified.
thing.
You have to have like paperwork to do that, because I mean, that's
Yeah.
a lot. Like the job is called being a rigger.
Right.
That's the job, and you have to
Yeah.
have paperwork for that. It's really serious.
Yeah.
And so it depends what kind of job you want in that. But like, yeah, a lot of times the Salem Civic Center and the Roanoke, it's Berglund Center now, right?
Yep.
They've always been really good about hiring you. Hey, do you want to carry boxes off of a truck and walk them up a ramp and then set them down? And like, yeah, they've as far as way back since I've heard stories from people, and still I've worked for them. Yeah, if you want to carry some boxes and walk up a ramp, boy, woo, worth a shot.
I'm too old for that. My knees are too bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was a day I'd be in.
Well, there's
but
standards too. It's, sometimes it's 4 guys a box
Mhm.
if it's
Yeah.
heavy, and so like a lot of times the box will be like a paperweight, and it's
Right.
like, well, the standard that we have on our tour is 4 person a box, and so you're all carrying like one notebook for somebody, shuffling your feet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
our standard procedure.
it doesn't hurt to ask.
Right.
You never know. At the end of the day, it's always worth trying. But there's a lot of jobs
There's a ton
offering.
of jobs.
It's
You
all
just have you have to determine whether or not you're okay to start at the bottom, or you're okay
or
with that
what?
pay
Yes,
for the work
for
that's being
the
done.
paying the
Right.
work. Yes,
And honestly,
yeah,
if,
that's
if
the big
you're
one.
not okay with that work being done, then
Yep.
go find another. There's so many people. hiring.
Yes, yeah. So right now, like I was saying a minute ago, you just throw all the darts at the board and see what sticks, and you can do something for 3 weeks and tell them, I don't think this is going to work out, and that's okay. They'll get somebody else because they're
Okay.
always hiring, and so don't be afraid to just try some stuff out. Let's grow the
And if it's-
community. Let's
and,
make
and
it
if
big.
you're in that stressful job situation,
Mm.
look around. Maybe there's a less stressful job.
Yeah,
that
that's
almost
right.
the same
Yeah,
and
that'd
it's
be
worth
about
it.
the same.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
Now,
yeah.
Little bit said her tangent is that you have people that actually want to work. There's a fair amount of people that are expecting top pay for hardly any effort.
Well,
Right.
Like they're expecting that top dollar, they don't really want to put in that work.
Well, we were talking about earlier. Duke's mayonnaise,
Right.
Kraft mayonnaise. Expectations versus experience,
Right.
and different strokes for different folks.
Right.
And so you just have to find what fits at the end of the day. So hopefully everybody can do that for themselves,
Well, and it's a double-edged sword because, the way I was raised, you got to make your boss some money for him to pay you some money.
Yeah.
Nobody's in business to lose money.
Right, exactly.
So that just comes down to simple math. And I will stand by that till the day I die if I live to 105. That's the mentality you need to make. That's the mentality you need to have if you intend to go anywhere. That being said, there are 12-year-olds getting paid how much to open toys on the internet,
on YouTube. Yep.
Yes.
So
and it's
I mean that people, kids coming up know that that's an avenue if they make it entertaining
you can
enough.
Just do that, It's
just understand, 7 of y'all are going to make money doing that. The rest of y'all are just going to be mad.
Yeah.
You may want to learn
Yeah,
electricity.
it's not easy.
And there are a million people out there selling classes or this is how you make $1 million.
Oh yeah, here's a book. Here's a
Make $1
book.
million,
The book says the simple way to make money, and the book costs $30.
Weren't we talking about 2 weeks ago? The real money in real estate isn't in selling houses. It's in selling systems. And hey, you want to make $1 million in real estate this year? Buy my $100 book.
Yeah.
And I'll coach you for 2 months.
For
It's crazy even with what I do too, because I have people come up to me like while I'm taking a break playing a show, and be like, "Oh, that's nuts! That's awesome! You get to do what you love, and you just take it easy and play shows." And like, yeah, that's great. When the semester's going, I've got like 60 students a week. I'm getting up at 8:00 in the morning to go teach. I'm doing that every day.
Right.
I've got like all this stuff.
And I know usually you're till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Go. Hit the ground running. If you care about something, do it. Find something you care about doing. That's what it is. End of the day.
That's right. And I don't think people with any job, there's work. You have to. There's work behind with like you. You don't just show up and play a guitar. You practice.
Sometimes I do.
But you've been practicing for how many years?
We probably need to just do it now.
I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Well, everybody else works except for him.
Except Seth.
I just showed up. It's summertime now. I'm going on tour next week. I'm not worried about it. Like,
we met him in the parking lot.
He watched a YouTube video on podcast.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, I can do this." So speaking of just showing up, this weekend there is quite a bit to do this weekend. So we'll start with some of the family things to do, and then we'll end with music and things. That's your specialty right there. So talking about things to do this weekend, we got Delta Dental Party in Elmwood. That's going to be every Thursday night.
Like for the summertime,
they
got concert series going, right?
Some kind of concert series. They're going to have food vendors there, and it's $10 an adult and free for kids 12 and under.
12 and under, yeah.
So
$10 is
grandbaby
awesome
right
deal
there.
for a concert.
Live music and on. If you just Google, Elmwood Park or whatever.
They've got it on there.
The links in our thing.
I think they've got a recurring thing. Where it'll show up. Yeah,
and I know they did it last week, and I think they're doing it each the first or second Saturday of each month. They're doing basically like a movie at Elmwood Park, and the first 150 families that want kettle corn, one of the kettle corn companies is donating 150 bags.
Nice.
There is,
and I think that's just a matter of bring your blanket, bring your chair.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It may be this weekend, it may be 2 weekends from now, but there is a sidewalk art Roanoke thing going on, like specifically that kind of like where they do that Fine Art Friday or whatever it is. We're on First Friday thing, and there's all those art galleries have like their art, all the people are like showing up, and so like they're doing it's like sidewalk thing. Yes, and so I just started seeing flyers for those maybe yesterday and today in downtown. I'm in downtown like every day.
Next week we'll get some information.
Yes, and so we'll have caught up on that. So that's worth Googling. Rooster Walk is this weekend,
And a lot of Roanoke, if you are visiting, a lot of Roanoke, certain music venues may, I don't know, there's stuff going on to like compensate for that because that's really popular. That's like just as good as Floyd Fest. They're all awesome. And so that's happening this weekend. But we have Festival in the Park going. That's awesome itself. That's fantastic.
Festival in the Park. We got the Grandin Chillage.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
has some awesome music, great food vendors.
Yeah, yeah.
One of my favorite. Yeah.
And the Village Grill is just around the corner too. And
I
love Village Grill.
Usually it's a lot of times, or it used to be. I don't know. I haven't been in a while, but it used to have a lot of food trucks in the
it's like all they'll do all that because it used to be like a gas station right there, right? And so they'll just have it like all this stuff set up, and there's all these people, and it's awesome.
I don't think I got here before it shut down, but I'm pretty sure it was a BP.
Yep, probably so. And then right behind
that sounds right.
Here,
that sounds right.
Micromac. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember Micromac.
Do you?
Yes. Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm old enough to be your dad.
No, I've been to Micromac right there in Granite, and the whole thing was green, like the whole thing was green.
Do they still do the green stamps?
Green stamps. What do you mean green stamps?
So
never
mind.
When
I was a kid, you would go to shop at Micromac, and so where like Kroger gives you those points.
Kroger points.
Yeah, Kroger points. So Micromac would give you these stamps. So for however much you spent, they would give you these little green stamps, and you'd fill up a book. And then they would have like this little prize catalog,
right?
That would tell you could get a new set of pans for 100 stamps.
I didn't ever go to Micromac or stuff like that. I always walked in there when it was like, I need to go get like a can of beans real quick. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna walk in here, or hold on, let me just walk in Micromac. I need to get like a half a pound of flour or something, just something absolutely random, just, whatever will be in there. And yeah, that's a shame. Shame they're gone.
G. Norris said
didn't ever get the stamps.
He loves some food too.
Who, me?
G. Norris.
I love
he loves food too.
I can talk about food for a long time.
Do what?
I can talk about food for a long time.
It could be a very casual observer. Knows I eat.
That's a whole different other show.
Yeah.
And there's also this weekend, because Roanoke and Salem especially is big in sports. So we got the NCAA Women's D3 Lacrosse National Championships this weekend in Salem.
Okay.
The Salem Red Sox, they're playing the Fredericksburg Nationals this weekend.
Gotcha.
I think both Friday and Saturday night, or tonight and Saturday night. And then you got the Salem Gem and Mineral Show coming up. My mother used to love taking our children to the little Gem and Mineral show, and they just get the rocks. I don't know much about gems, and I know that crystals have power, but I don't know anything about it. That's as far as I know.
Right.
A lot of my friends out there, have the crystals and all that other stuff. So.
And I think Mill Mountain Discovery Center up there by in between the Star and the zoo is doing a bug night this week.
That's cool. This weekend? Mm-hmm. Oh wow, that's awesome!
You got the T-Rex trail at Explore Park.
Yeah, and and those places usually will do like family tickets, which is really cool. They'll give you a discount, or just be like a flat fee if you're like, we're bringing a bunch of people, or they'll work with you. It's awesome. It's really cool. I mean, we used to go to $2 Tuesdays or something. It might even been cheaper than that at Mill Mountain Zoo. Mm-hmm. And so it's awesome what you can find to do for a family, take a group with you and go hang out. Yeah.
So Little Miss said that Micromac, that takes her back in the green stamps. Her mom loved those things.
Oh yeah.
I remember as a kid, I mean, my mom had like stacks of books, and she would count them things and be like, we almost have enough to get whatever. And I mean, you could get like from pots and pans to blue jeans to aprons to, I mean, it was like,
I don't know that I ever used them, but I remember my mom and my grandma having the books. And when grandma passed, I think she still had 2 books of stamps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is crazy. I wonder if they're worth anything.
I
can hop on eBay and be like, hey, who's collecting those old green stamp books?
S&P stamps.
So let's get into this music thing. got weekend music this weekend. I'm going to name
Yes,
off a
oh,
few
yeah.
things, and then we're going to let you talk about
All
this too, because this is your specialty. We got Stars and Stripes Forever Patriot concert at D-Day Memorial.
Mhm.
I think that's Saturday.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it on Monday. I think it's Saturday. We've got Kicks playing at the Dr. Pepper Park this weekend. And there's also Rockabilly. Do you know about the Rockabilly?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. One of our Little Miss said Rockabilly show was on Saturday, and she was looking forward to that. And then you also have live music on the platform at
Twisted Track.
Twisted Track. Yep.
Yes. All right. So Twisted Track will have live music. They always get it covered. Fork in the Market downtown will generally have music, as well as Fork in the Alley. And then you've got Martin's downtown that has music. Oh, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Every single night they do. And it's either starts at 9 or starts at 9:30 or 10:30, I think, depending on weekday versus weekend. So they always have stuff. So this Friday, I know for a fact it's all right. So tonight is a band called Mountain Walrus, which I believe is Foster Burton's one of his projects. And so that's happening tonight at Martin's. And so that's probably like a jam band, like, Dead Style, I'd imagine. But Foster is fantastic. He's amazing. So that's worth checking out. And tomorrow it's the Lola Chariot is playing at Martin's. I know that for a fact. And it's JD Sutphin, and he used to be the DJ on 96.3 ROV.
Okay.
JD, on the 96.3, and that's his band, and they're awesome. They're really good. I got to play with them one time. It was really nice. I mean, they're nice guys. Yeah. So you got that going on. There's always, I covered the Forks. Twisted Track, and you always check your local breweries. I'm sure that. What are they called? Big Lick Brewing. It's right there on Salem and 5th. No, something, I don't know. Somewhere around there. Big Lick. That doesn't sound too off. I'm not terrible at this. I don't know. That doesn't sound bad. That doesn't sound bad. I'm sticking with it. Salem and 5th. We're sticking with it. Go.
No whammies.
They're great. They're great. Used to be Tuco's across the street. May still be Tuco's across the street. Tuco's great tacos. Local also. But Big Lick. Yes. Yes, they do. And they used to do brunch. I wish they would bring that back. That was awesome. But across the street from there, Big Lick Brewing, they always have music. Like Friday, Saturday, you can count on them. And so, what I would say for this weekend for Roanoke, what people should do is treat it almost like when they do Down by Downtown, which is Roanoke's versions of like South by Southwest, I guess. And treat it like that. And just bop around. There's so much to do for free. There's so much you can get into. There's so much you can see and just do and just look at. So, I mean, you can almost at this point, you can almost just Google it. But we've listed off a bajillion awesome things.
And then if
you
you're
could
out
almost
at the lake area, you always have mangoes.
Yeah,
Right.
and a lot of these places, depending on where you live, you can just walk to it.
Yeah, especially if you're down Grandin area, you live downtown.
Yeah, any of that.
Gainesboro
Any of
area.
that.
you can walk
Well,
downtown,
and there's going to
southwest.
be stuff in Cave Spring that undoubtedly, if you were determined, I guess you could walk there.
Right.
Like, I mean, I don't know, like call Uber if you're not going to have to go that far. That's the best part.
Los Amigos Bar and Grill out at the lake.
Oh,
At Crazy Horse
Hey,
Marina.
they have
They're
one.
kicking out their
They
little
have
series.
yes, they are. I forgot about that one. And there's also a Los Amigos on. Is it? What's it? Oh, is it Peters Creek or Orange? You go far enough on one of them, and the name of the road changes.
Oh, is it Peters Creek and Brandon? Is it where
No.
El Toro used to, El Torado
I think
used to be?
so.
Is it?
Well, I do know that just changed names.
Okay.
Because Mary and
Okay.
I were going to the bowling alley to grab
Yeah,
something.
but they open a music
and we
venue
were like,
there,
well,
too.
that's not
They're
the
doing
same
like,
name.
Yeah, they're doing like a show or a 2 weekend
Okay.
now in the place, and I think it's Los Tres Amigos. I'm pretty sure. They just opened, I believe.
So where are you playing this weekend?
Where am I playing? Oh, I'm playing at Crescent City Bourbon and Barbecue on Friday night from 7:30 to 10:30. I believe that's accurate. That sounds pretty good to me.
I hope so.
All
You're
right.
just gonna show up anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there like 3 hours. Well, Fret Mill is next door.
Okay.
So I'll have to grab my equipment from up there
So is
and
that
walk
the
it
place that
downstairs.
used to have or they still do? Don't they have crocodile bites or something there?
They still do have gator
Okay.
bites. It used to be the quarter.
Quarters.
Yes, and it was that
quarter.
like a Cajun French kind of
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
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 But now it's bourbon barbecue, and they have like barbecue tacos. They won an award. They won like first place for like tacos, and
Oh,
like
wow.
they've got like and they just opened a couple years ago, and they're great. They have all these like awards on the wall. They're fantastic.
And I haven't been
have
there since they
brisket, they
changed
just-
names, but I love you get the band on the back side of the little courtyard
Yeah.
and just get to hang out there. That
Yeah,
is
they've
a
got big old- they've got
great
a
little
smoker
setup.
now. Too.
Oh, do
Like, yeah, and so like when you're like playing in front of the smoker.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's happening Friday. And then Saturday is Cabin Fever at Terry's Fork. And they're doing all day. It's like 9 or 10 or 11 in the morning. It's very early, all evening. And it's to raise
You tell the age 9, 10, 11. It's really early.
I'm telling
Right
you,
now,
no,
I'm at
no,
that stage of
I'm
my life.
explaining the whole thing.
thing.
I want to explain the whole thing because the reason they're doing it is more important than when, because it's all day.
Right.
So you could go all day, but it is to raise money to fund the animal shelter in Floyd for dogs and cats.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm playing there at like it's around 2:00. So you get there early,
Right.
early.
If you
Yeah,
get there
I'm
at
not that.
9, 10, or 11.
Well, I know
you're
my
not gonna
friends,
miss them if you
my
stay all
my
day.
very very good friends, Carrie Hinkley and Virginia Hollow. They're playing at like 11 a.m. I think.
Okay.
And so at the very least, what they did was put that's when the whole event starts.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
So like I know they'll be there, so that's worth getting there for. And I think it's like you can take your dog. That's the whole point. All these people's dogs are playing in this creek, and there's a stage right there. It's a little tiny stage, and we're all just hanging out. It's awesome. It's such a good day, and that's a really good thing to do. It's awesome. And then I'll be playing at Living Proof Brewery Saturday night from 6:30 to 9:30 with the Deep Creek Band featuring David Canady and Ernie Power. And Ernie Power is Ethan Power's dad, and Ethan Power is the power half of Crawford and Power, the country band that's from
Okay.
here. So I'm playing with his dad Saturday night.
Cool.
Nice.
So that's tight. And we're playing bluegrass, just me and David Canady. And David Canady taught me how to play music. So,
Nice.
That's pretty
you
awesome.
know, so that's
Congratulations.
going to be tight. And that's Living Proof Brewery in Rocky Mount. And
So-
that's a little bit off. But yeah,
So we
all
got
around here.
we got Lil Miss on the Google for us.
Yeah.
She said the Star City Rockabilly show is from 1 to 9 on Saturday,
Oh, yeah.
and it's at the Virginia Transportation Museum.
Yes, that's what.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Good call. Thank you so
she-
much.
Thank you,
she's
Melissa.
got her back there.
Yeah.
Yes. So listen, I think we're about to wrap up here. We are looking for business of the week. So if you know a local business that just, their service, their food, or their whatever, just makes you smile, they do a great job. They go above and beyond. Reach out to us. We'd love to feature them next week. Eventually, we're going to be to where we're going to go out and interview people and talk to them, so that we can, just kind of get more of a spotlight to the local area. If you are looking to move here, reach out to one of us. We'll talk about whether it's right for you, not right for you. We're very knowledgeable of Roanoke, and we can tell you. And if Roanoke's not right for you, you'll know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, music lessons, you ever need them, this man right here. And don't do it 9 o'clock in the morning, because
That's way early.
Yeah, let's we're all gonna sleep in and just after we sleep in, we'll just play some music and we'll pick for like half an hour and then we'll just all go back to bed. And it's people are gonna love it.
For me, I'm at that point to where as soon as that sun starts coming up, I'm like, oh, yep, I'm up. And I'm laying there going, oh, I can lay here till 8. And then I'm just like laying there with my eyes open. It's awful.
I am terrible. I'm terrible about that.
Well, listen, until next time, next week, hopefully all of our equipment will work right, so we're not walking around and trying to
We're not
figure
walking around
things
naked
out.
doing this.
What the hell is this?
trying to figure it out. But until next time, be safe. Have a great night.
Have a great week.